Hey all, as promised, here is a walkthrough of brief exercise 8.15. Again, this is another example of tracking inventory using a perpetual system, which is the only one we need to be responsible for. And we've got part A, it asks for moving average, and part B looks for FIFO, so the same transactions. So again, A is moving average. And if you're doing moving average, I would always recommend that you do a table something like this. I've got some transactions where I have a number, I have a per unit. I'm sorry if I don't use exactly the same terminology, and total dollars. I'll make this look a little prettier because I have time. And then I want to track the balances. Now you can track this however you want. I just find this to be a relatively easy way to do it. So I've got inventory on November 1st. I've got 250 units at $12 each. So I've got $3,000. And again, I'm going to put decimal places on the per units because it probably will become relevant. And that's obviously my balance because that's what it is. Okay. My next transaction, so I've got a sale November 19th. So my next transaction is my November 15th purchase, where I buy 400 at $14. Sorry. And now my balance, I had 250, I bought another 400, I had $3,000, I added another 5,600, so that's how many dollars I have, that's how many units I have, so they're now worth $13.23 each. Again, just reasonableness, that kind of makes sense because it's between 12 and 14. My next purchase is November 23rd, but my sale occurred November 19th, so it's important to do these in date order when you're using these so you can track what happens. So 19th is a sale. I sold 600. Now, if I'm using weighted average, the per unit amount is what's sitting in my inventory. So it's the 1323. So the 79.38 is what's going to come out of my inventory. 600 units at the average cost of 13.23. My balance now was 650. I sold 600, so I have 50 left. Was 8,600. I got rid of 79.38. Again, if I figure out my cost per unit, again, that helps with doing the math so you don't do it backwards. It's cost per unit, cost divided by units, not units divided by costs. And correctly, it hasn't changed because it shouldn't change on a sale. I sold at average, my remaining's at average, and then I have a November 23rd purchase. Close enough, 350 at $15. So I add 52.50 to my inventory. I had 50 units, added 350, so I have 400. I had $662 worth of inventory. I added 52.50, and my average cost has gone up to $14.78. This question does not ask for journal entries. It asks for the November 30th inventory. So that's my inventory. And it asks for the November cost of goods sold. And please, if you're asked that, identify that number. So this one's relatively easy in that I only have one sale. So that's my cost of goods sold. If I had more than one sale, I'd have to add up everything related to a sales transaction. Okay, so my cost of goods sold is the $79.38 that I recorded on that one sale. Okay, so weighted average, I think the easiest way is to do this table. As compared to FIFO, where you can save yourself time. I could do exactly the same table, only when I have the sale, I would take the 600 units. I'd take 250 at 12 and 50 at $14 and figure it out from there. But FIFO, usually you can shortcut to math. So what's my November 30th inventory? Well, I know I have 400 units left. What 400 units are in inventory? Well, it's the 350 I bought November 23rd. That's the most recent, so that's all there. And then I go back to the purchase before that, which was November 15th, and the other 50 must be from there, right? So I'm figuring out the 400 units that I have in inventory, right? Because I've calculated that balance here. 350 of them are the $15 ones. The other 50 of them are the $14 ones. And there's my inventory. Okay, so the 400 that I most recently purchased are what's in my inventory. If I'm looking for my cost of goods sold, which is the other place it's looking, well, I sold 600 units. Which ones did I sell? Well, I sold everything that was in my opening, which was 250 at 12 bucks, and I sold some of the ones I bought on November 15th. I've got 350 of those that I sold. Let's make sure I got my math right. I sold 600, it's 250 plus 350, yeah. So those ones I paid 14 bucks for. So this is my cost of goods sold. So everything from November 23rd is in ending inventory. The 400 that I bought on November 15th, I sold 50 of them. The other 350 are still in my inventory. Sorry, I sold 350 of them. The other 50 are still in my inventory. And then my November 23rd purchase of 350, they're all in inventory. So everything's one place or the other, right? So yeah, expect a question like that. The only thing that you might also see on is the journal entries, and we've gone through those in a couple of exercises, and if you want to practice them here, that would be great. Hope that helps. Thanks all.